good evening, everyone. Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to Chit Chat with Cherise. Same face, different platform. You normally would see me on Solid Saturday, but tonight it's all about Chit Chat with Cherise. So I'm going to give you a little introduction of who and what this is all about. And I invite you all to come in and enjoy the ride. So hi and good evening again. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Cherise Stevenson, and I am your host of Chit Chat with Cherise. Cherise used to be a podcast on Anchor Streamline, and I would normally come on for about 15 to 30 minutes and just talk about how I feel, give my point of view, give a word of encouragement, but it was just me talking to you guys and you guys couldn't see me, right? So it started bothering me that the name of my platform was Chit Chat with Cherise and I was the only one talking. So I took a break from that to build my Solid Saturday platform, which airs every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Please feel free to look me up on Facebook Live, Solid Saturdays Facebook Live page, and on YouTube. And I took time out to build that up. And so I waited to the beginning of this year to bring back Chit Chat with Cherise because I wanted a bigger platform and I really wanted to interact with the people. And so here I am. We're on a bigger platform. We got new things happening, and I am not alone, right? This platform, because it's called Chit Chat with Cherise, I have a co-host. And there she is. Wait a minute. Wait, let me. Hey, sugar foot!
Hey, honey!
She can hear me. Okay, so even though what we're going to talk about tonight is a very, 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 very serious topic on tonight, I'm just excited because, technology is not my friend. And my right hand is on with me tonight, and this is going to be my co-host, and she's going to introduce herself in a few minutes. But as regular platforms, we have rules and regulations. Number one, I just need people to understand that we ask that all comments, questions, concerns, just be mature and be considerate and be respectful. All right. For those of you who follow me on Solid Saturday, hey Mel. Oh, Mel, I need you to stay on. So anyway, this is not Solid Saturday platform where, we're encouraging you. This platform is completely free. It's no judgment. It's our opinion. It's our opinion. It's our point of view from anything from church to current events to shoe shopping to how to fry chicken, whatever the topic is going to be. Okay. So, and this is what I used to do on the podcast previously, but this time I just want to talk to you guys. So please feel free to tag, like, share. Please comment. We are also live on YouTube under my name, Cherise Stevenson. So please subscribe. please subscribe and follow. Chit Chat with Cherise airs once a month until further notice. If y'all want to see more of us, let me know and we'll work out a schedule, right? But Chit Chat with Cherise airs once a month, every month on the 1st. Like your EBT, like your child support, like rent, 1st of the month. See how that all works? I keep it simple. I keep it simple for my audience, all right? So again, we just ask all questions or comments, just please be mature, be considerate, be respectful. I don't mind disconnecting. I don't mind hanging up. I don't mind, but I don't want that. All right. So with that being said, my co-host is here And I'm gonna let Sugarfoot introduce herself, and then we're gonna get this conversation started because we've been buzzing all week. So, Sister Ma'am, could you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Okay, first of all, I can't see any comments. So if there's any comments that anybody is saying towards me, I can't see it. So just to let you know, I cannot see any comments at all. I can't
Is
see
your phone is your phone public? Your audience is public on your phone?
Yeah. Well, no, that's not true. I have to make the live public, but I can't make it public because I'm not even on Facebook. I'm going through StreamYard.
All right, we'll work out the kinks and figure it out. But if I see any comments from you on my end, I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right.
So, as she said, I'm Janine.
Hey,
Hey, I'm born and raised from Brooklyn. Okay, I don't claim North Carolina, even though I'm here. Okay.
You cutting up already, Jesus.
Okay. Okay, so I'm a Brooklynite, always gonna be. Amen. I've known Reese. Dang. 20.
And we're moving. Amen.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, it's been some years. It's been some years. And Reese and I, we have good debates. And I don't know how to explain that to other people besides the fact that we don't get to the arguing. We don't have to go. We can agree to disagree. And I think a lot of people don't know how to do that. They don't know how to have a conversation, agree to disagree, and still be able to pick up the phone tomorrow. Most people, they disagree and then they're not talking to you for 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years because of something you said when it could have been addressed when you were having the conversation in the first place. So that's why I have been literally on her about being her co-host. But she told me I got rules too, y'all. I don't know what y'all thought this was, but I got rules because she know my mouth. See, when I talk to her, I am no filter. She got to be prayed up because I'm going to say some things. And I'm going to say exactly how I feel, when I feel it, however I feel it. And that's, y'all going to get the raw meat. But I'm going to let y'all know now, if I put the phone down, that means I'm cussing because she said I can't cuss. So that means that when, if you see me go down real quick, don't mind that. Don't mind that.
And if you see me go down, that means I'm praying. Because I'm trying not to get blocked.
She gonna pray.
I want Zuckerberg to block me.
She gonna pray. I'm a cuss. Pray for me.
All right, everybody. So we are here and we are ready. Are you ready, sis?
I am definitely ready for this one.
Oh, we ready for this one. Because we got questions and no answers. So we ready. Right. So I left it up to me to pick topics. And this was the first thing she said. And I said, girl, nah, I want to keep it clean. I don't want to get locked up. I don't want to get canceled. I said, I don't want to deal with religion. I don't want to deal with politics. I don't want to, but I was tugging with it. I was fighting with it. And then something was said and it was like, girl, you got to do it. So we're going to do it. Let me pray again. Right? Okay. So, especially for this topic on tonight, I'm really, really requesting that everybody just be mindful of the situation at hand. So tonight's topic for Chit Chat with Cherise is the tragedy of Tyre Nichols. And it's so appropriate, Janine, because not only is today the first day of Black History Month, because we're only Black 28 days, it's also the month that represents the commercialism of love, because we're only supposed to love each other for 28 days. Today was also the day that they laid him to rest. So before we go any further, we are praying for the Nichols family, that God just give them the peace that surpasses all understanding and the strength and the comfort and courage that they need to make it after today. I don't think any parent should have to bury their children. So we are definitely keeping that family, keeping that community, keeping the police department all in prayer, because at the end of the day, everybody is a human being and everybody is entitled to prayer, right? So we're dealing with this incident of Tyre Nichols. Unless you was just born 28 minutes ago, or you've been under a rock, the world knows what happened to this young man, right? And it's the double standards are double standard. Like, it's just so many layers to this, right? We have the video, we have the actual event, we have the video, we have a 29-year-old male, we have police, we have the police, and then we have Black men who are police, and that one sentence got 3 layers. And then we got a lot of stuff that's behind the scenes that, as preparing for this topic for tonight, it just made me ask more questions, right? So, in a nutshell, Tyre Nichols driving, he was pulled over by some police. It just so happened that it was 5 Black men beating on one Black man. In detail, they pulled him over, opened up the door, his car door, pulled him out, beat him up in the car. It was just horrific. It was horrific. And well, at least Shivery ain't dead. At least they opened his car door, right? I mean, disgusting. That he was in the hospital and he died 3 days later. So how do you beat somebody? That's literally beat to death. You know how you heard your parents say, "I'm gonna beat you to death"? No, they literally beat this man to death. And it was so bad that he didn't die right away. He died 3 days later, which means his organs never regrouped. The blood flow never got back on track. His consciousness never came back. Because I need to take my time, because you need to understand what this means. His brain never came back into functioning properly. He just didn't. 3 days later, 3 days they worked on this young man, kept him in the ICU, kept him with the IV, no sign of, he died 3 days later, in a nutshell, right? So now we have one young Black man dead who was beaten to death by 5 Black men. Now, and I keep saying that because you're going to see where we're going in a minute. This is why I say there's so many layers to this. Because how long ago was it, Janine, we had to deal with George Floyd? Was that about 3-4 years ago? Mm-hmm. Right? Because that whole thing was Black Lives Matter, right? Mm-hmm. It was Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. We had the shirts, we had the socks, we had the hats, we had the drawers, we had the ice cream, we had everything. Black Lives Matter, right? We had Black Lives Matter fried chicken, we had Black Lives Matter chitlins, we had Black Lives Matter mac and cheese. Everything was Black Lives Matter. We painted on the walls, painting on the street, added it into the prayer, like "Our Father who art in heaven," because Black Lives Matter. We put it everywhere. Did we not? Yes, we did. And here we are with 5 Black men beating one Black man to death. And this is even before we get to the uniform. It's humanity beating humanity. And what was said that got my attention to actually do this topic was we lost our voice. That incident, we lost our voice. Yes, we put it everywhere except in our behavior. And we're going to get to that, Jamel. We put it everywhere except for in our behavior. So, Janine, let's just talk about the 5 men, and you're going to laugh, but these men had to be 250 because they were big, they were black. You can see the cuts in the uniform, and this is just from the photo, right? They all look like they was auditioning for King Kong Reboot 2.0. These men were big, they were thick, they were solid. They fists had to weigh like 2 pounds. They were big, mean. Tyrell Nichols look about what?
120 wet.
With rocks in his pocket.
Yeah.
Right?
120 wet.
Now, I can understand. No, I can't understand. But I could give leadway, let's say, if it was one of them who beat this young man for whatever reason, right? Because we don't know. We will never know. But I can understand if it was one, be like, it was, it was fighting and, his lungs collapsed. But why all 5 of them, though?
They thought it was 1988.
1988.
Because, see, that's when people used to get jumped. Back in the day when people used to get jumped. All the New Yorkers, they know that's when we had the Decepticons and we had the Deceptinets. And,
yes.
And, honey, they didn't fight alone.
We did not. I mean, they did not.
So they didn't fight alone. Honey, if you was getting your behind, you was getting that tail waxed. And that's what it was. It was a gang audition. And that's what that's what it was. They thought that it was back in 1988, 1989, 1990, where they would get you right at the train station and beat the crap out of you. Where you was on that ground and they didn't care and they walked right on over you and went downstairs in the train station.
Girl, let me tell you, them Decepticons, they were my friends. The Decepticonettes, they were my friends. Zulu Nation, they were my friends. Honey, I made friends because
you had to.
You didn't want those beat downs.
You didn't want them. You didn't want them.
And then they would stop. They would stop, go take care of the mama, go have dinner. Because believe it or not, they were well mannered. They had curfews. They would go, and then they would come back outside and finish. So yeah, I can see that 1988 rolling off real good.
They had that, they thought that that's what that was because that was ridiculous.
Man, listen.
So watch 66 minutes. That was obsessed. That was a lot. And I have a son. I can't even imagine what his mom is going through because she literally, it's on the internet, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. She would forever have to watch her son get beat like a dog for the rest of her life. Because once it's on the internet, once it's on the internet, it's not coming off.
Yeah, but they respect dogs more than they respect human beings. So let's.
That's very true. That's very
yeah, right. So you mentioned his mom. He was a few feet away from his house.
Yes, calling out for her.
Calling out for her.
Calling out for his mom.
What a last memory to leave with his mother.
And now she has to live with that forever.
And yeah.
She has to live with that forever. Because even if she decides to say, I'm not paying the internet bill, I'm not going to watch this anymore, I don't want to hear about it anymore, because people still talk about George Floyd. And, I mean, at the end of the day, if she says, you know what, I'm cutting off myself to the world, she's still going to, that first mama, that's going to ring in her ear forever. And it's like nobody, like you don't, you said we're human beings. I disagree with that. And I'm gonna tell you why. If you are a human being, you would think you have a heart, you have a soul. Human, us as human beings, I feel for somebody, even if I don't talk to them or if their mother dies, if their daughter dies, you think about those things. Those things resonate. And even if you don't talk to them, your heart still is like, my God. I don't know that lady from a can of paint, but my heart, watching that video, I had tears coming down my face because I'm just like, his mom. See, that's what human beings do. For you to beat
I
for you to beat that man the way you beat him, and then left and then stood there, and then
okay,
EMTs come and they stand there. Nah,
okay,
that's not human nor being.
okay, okay. I'm glad you said that. So we're just gonna skip the little outline I had from it, but hopefully we can get back to it. Since you want to deal with human beings, okay. You had an incident a few months ago,
Mm-hmm.
and what happened to you was that the human being was she operating in humanity?
Oh no, that's why she got
Like, but just because you are made of flesh and you have two eyes, a nose, two ears, and a mouth, and you have the activity of your limbs, don't make you a human being. A
exactly.
human being has morals, and they operate in consciousness and convictions. That's what really makes a human being. If you can walk up to somebody and that young lady, well, not young, but that lady did what she did to you. No, ain't no way. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, sir. No cat. No dog.
Mm.
Sorry. But these five men, because we're not even dealing with police officer yet. These five men, it's something I don't know. I don't. Humanity is lost, and I don't know how we lost it. I don't know why it's something that's not being addressed. People talking about defund the police. No, we need a heart transplant. We need a heart transplant. We can't, not for nothing, because it did happen with the police and everybody's mad at the police. Okay, great. All police ain't bad. We
No.
can't get rid of the police. If we get rid of the police, we would have Purge 2.0. And if you ever seen the movie Purge, you don't want that craziness, that foolishness where people just running around with bats and guns and stuff and just beating you just because and looking for you. You don't, Janine, don't you do it. 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 But you don't want that kind of chaos. You don't want to be that
We're already living in chaos. We're literally living.
It's bad, but it's not as bad as it could be. If they do what people are trying to get the cities and the controllers and stuff to do, you don't want that. You really don't want that. This is not a. You can't fix this in training.
No.
You can't do that.
No.
You really can't fix it in legislation. This is an individual issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's an individual issue.
Mm-hmm.
These people literally have to have a change of heart, a change of mind. So I'm like, why was this? And me and Janine was talking about this a little bit, and I was like, I just need to know why. Why did you do it? What made you so angry that you felt like you had to do that? Jamel says sometimes the humanity of the being is shut off by brainwashing techniques and traumas, even by poisoning of our food and water. The police are not here for us anymore. According to the Supreme Court, they no longer have to protect nor serve.
What?
So what are they here for is the question we should. Wait a minute.
Wait a
I may
minute.
have to log you in, Jamel. What do you mean the Supreme Court said they no longer have to protect and serve? That's a part of the oath. What? He's gonna get back to me on that. Because
He just stopped me in my whole track. Like, wait, what?
see, I didn't research. I didn't research that. I'm gonna have to research that, Janine. We're gonna have to come back and
Come back with that. Absolutely.
and deal with that. Because if that's the case, then
Then we are per 2.0.
It's every man for themselves. If that's the case,
That's okay, because I got a couple of licenses that you can get in North Carolina that you may not be able to get in New York, and they have friends. Okay, and
okay.
they had they're in cases. Praise God, that can only a fingerprint can open. Because I have an autistic child in the house, so I mean, if you want to come through my door, God bless you and may heaven smile upon you. But I honestly believe that a lot of it, people say it doesn't matter, but I believe it does.
What doesn't matter? What doesn't?
Manners.
Oh, yes.
How we're brought up is a part of how we are raised. How we are raised is part of how we are now. Whether we want to, there are things that bad things and good things that have happened to us while we were younger that have made us the people that we are right now. My mom and my father divorced while I was 4. I still say please, thank you, ma'am. I didn't let the traumas of my childhood affect everything that I do. It does affect some things, but it doesn't affect, I don't walk around beating people to death because this happened to me, oh my God, the world is coming to an end. Because at some point you have to take accountability for yourself. At some point you have to say, you know what, my mother was an a-hole and she didn't care nothing about me. So now I'm going to treat everybody that's a female because a female did it. So everybody who's a female, I'm going to treat them like pure D crap because of what happened to me when I was 4. At some point, I have to grow up. At some point, I have to seek help. At some point, I have to sit back and say, you know what? This is what happened to me, but I'm not going to let it affect what's going on now. I think something had to happen. And I know, we all like to, I don't want to feed into the something happened to them in their past to make them like this. But in all actuality, something has happened in everybody's past.
Yes.
And it's all in how nobody has a book to parenting. There is no book. And then some households, I know households that you wouldn't touch that refrigerator after 8 p.m. Go ahead if you want to. You was gonna go ahead and you was gonna get that old school beating by your parents. So at some point, we all have a story that this happened to me when I was younger. So we can't feed into the, okay, my mom did this or my dad beat me with he made me go outside. Everybody had to go outside and get a switch. Everybody. Everybody had to go get a switch. Everybody had a belt. Everybody has that. Everybody's father had a black leather belt, a brown leather belt that they got beat with when they acted up. Now, come on. Now we all can't go back. But I mean, some people, either you feed into it and you use it as an excuse to do the crap that you want to do, or you try to be a better person than what you were raised by. So I don't want to sit here and say, okay, something had to happen to them and they passed for them to act the way that they're acting. Something they did something. What in the world? No, no. At some point, we have to grow up. Grow up. Get help.
Let me put up these two comments. What you said, I totally agree. Because if I was to treat people the way I was raised, I'd have no friends. I probably wouldn't even be here. I'd be locked down with an orange jumpsuit with a white overcoat that ties in the back. Because I would be violent. I would be crazy. They would have me in. They wouldn't even have me in cell block H. They would have me in HIJKLMNNOP. You would. I would. So what you said is very accurate, right? Jamel said in 2005 and 1989, they started saying they no longer have to protect nor serve. I just wanted to put that out there. My friend Alicia Clayton, hey Alicia, she's definitely agreeing with you, but if you don't seek help, then the anger carries on. Right, Alicia, right. It becomes generational curse because, you know, and rightfully so, because you can only do what you've been shown or what you've seen or what you've been around until it clicks in you that that's not right.
That part.
You know how hard I have to pray and still pray that I don't treat people like my mother treated me? But you have until you realize that something is off, something is wrong. And then some people realize it, but now you got a reputation and you got street cred and you got a point to prove. To who? To who? Right? So yeah, so I get it. You are absolutely right. And the thing to that, Janine, is you have to want to. You have to want to, and you have to be vulnerable to do it.
You sure do, because
you have to be willing. You have to be willing. You have to give an account to yourself first.
But you also have to tell the truth. You can't get in with your therapist or your psychiatrist and be like, "Oh, I'm not going to tell them that." Well, how they gonna help you? How does that work? If you're gonna get there and you're gonna sit there, you didn't pay $150 an hour for you to sit there and not tell the truth. The only way that you can get help from anybody, even if you want to sit down with your pastor or whatever, you have to tell the truth. But if you're lying to yourself, how can you tell the truth to somebody else?
You can't. There's no way. You lie so much to yourself that the lie becomes your truth.
There you go.
You can't. It becomes you. They really believe that nothing's wrong with them. They really believe that this is okay. And I don't understand. Everybody that was there. And get this, it wasn't just the police. It was EMT didn't do nothing. Mm-hmm. Then there was 2 more cops who didn't beat Tyree to death, but they were there. They got fired. This police commissioner is cleaning house. It's almost as if, were you there? Yes, ma'am. You're fired. She don't want to even hear it.
At all.
She don't even, because why were you there and didn't do anything?
She needs to be my new BFF.
Honey, I got her information in my book. Right? Jamel says, he made a point about the evaluation that they do. Another question to ask is what happened to the tests that evaluate the mental state of those who want to be cops? How are they feeling this bad unless those evaluations aren't for what they claim? Jamel, you know what? I don't think those tests ever get updated or they really get reviewed. I really think those tests nowadays, especially that you said that they don't really have to protect and serve, I think they kind of depend on the crazies or the craziness of the person to just go buck full. Now, get this, Janine, me gathering some facts, because, you know, I don't like to talk out of turn. These particular men, you ain't even ready for this. These particular group of men that beat this young man to death were strategically a part of a special unit that was created to protect the community. They was part of a face when I saw it, when I read it. How about that? These particular group of men was put together.
You have read that wrong.
Was put together as a special unit to patrol and keep the calmness in that community. I'll wait. You got to 9 o'clock before my show come on. I'll wait. Why you catching your breath? Let me read Alicia's comment. Alicia said, Black people feel if you seek help, that means they're crazy. That's what the world led them to believe. Every color can use the help. Absolutely, Alicia. Our Black men have been so brainwashed.
Everybody.
You know, our people
Honey,
have been so brainwashed.
I know people whose fathers have beat their sons for crying.
Absolutely.
It's insane. It's insane what we teach our Black men. It's a shame. And then when we get in relationships with them, we trying to figure out, well, what the heck is? I was about to say something else.
Yeah. What thank you, Jesus. I've been praying for you. Thank you. But it makes you cuss. It makes you cuss from your big toe, because you be like, what the? Would you? Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Janine, these men was part of a special unit that was supposed to patrol and keep the calmness in the community. The name of and I didn't write out the acronym, but the acronym spells out scorpion.
I mean, well, us Scorpios, you know, we a little special.
But the actual,
I know I was being funny.
No, I don't care about you, Janine, because you don't even follow the zodiac. You just Janine. I can't even explain you. But
Jamel, I need help on that.
Nope, Jamel, go on. Keep doing your research about the Supreme Court. But you know, scorpions are what? Aren't they deadly?
Yes, we are.
Oh. So they lived up to the acronym.
They really did.
How ironic is that? How
I'm a little mad that they named them that, though.
I mean, I was so pissed off with that.
I'm mad that they named them that. Like, what?
Yeah, you would be on her side, Jamel.
Yeah, they could have named them Aries.
It ain't even about a zodiac sign. It just they could have been named Daisy for all I care. It just, at the end of the day, you're a Black man killing a Black man, as if we didn't. Like I said, all that Black Lives Matter.
And y'all stood there. And the sad part is they stood there and they just waited and they just watched. My thing is like,
how do you stand there and wait and watch and record?
Where they do that at?
And that's why the police commissioner who
1988 stepped over you and got on the train, and while you laid there and bled. I mean,
we sure did. Be like, yeah, I'm gonna be late for school. And we kept going. I was stepping over bodies, jumping off the roof. Right? I'm gonna be late for school. I gotta go. Oh man, that was Junebug. Right, we did it. But listen, the police commissioner is a Black woman.
Oh, so yeah, that I saw, yeah.
Yeah, so we just blackity black all through this situation. Blackity black. So those 5 guys they
set us back a good 100 to 300, 400 years. And they don't even understand what they have done to us. Like, I mean, we were already fighting for our lives, literally. Now it's like, now we were fighting with our fists and our voice, and you know, I'm not gonna say I don't even know if we even gained any respect. That's a whole nother topic. But on top of that, they have set us back so bad. Because the funny part, and I'm not gonna say none of this is funny, God forgive me for saying that. The part that gets me is that, so when we have to have the George Floyd issue. Everybody was, you heard from the Blue Lives. Blue Lives had a lot to say. I mean, they were just and you don't know what he did, and you don't know so nobody from Blue Lives is going to come up and say, and I'm saying this very facetiously, nobody from Blue Lives Matter. Nobody is going to say, oh, you don't know what kind of background these men were locked up before the morning came. Before they were okay, they were locked up before I woke up. I said, wait a minute, hold on,
And
my alarm go off at 6.
let me tell you something.
Where
This police commissioner, I think her last name is Davis. Police Commissioner Davis. She ain't playing no games. None. Were you there? Yes. Fired. Okay. she don't.
but
She,
but I respect that. But what I'm saying is, you still don't hear from other states. You heard from every freaking state when it came to Blue Lives. When it came to what happened to George Floyd, you heard from every single state. North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, California, with Blue Lives, Blue
we
Lives Matter.
did.
Okay, so while we are yelling Black Lives Matter, you had the people on the side yelling Blue Lives Matter. Where y'all now? I don't see you. The problem with this is for me is that every time we yell Black Lives Matter, you heard Blue Lives Matter. But see, now you're getting to find out that just because you wear that blue suit, you still black. And they are telling you in your face that you still black. No matter if you have that blue suit on, because I don't hear anything from any other state. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't mind correction. So I'll wait. If somebody could tell me from New Jersey to New York to California to Connecticut, any state, name one that
So
anybody has said Blue Lives Matter, because I haven't heard any. I haven't seen a march. I haven't, they
so let me listen. Let
locked
me get
up.
so let me get some clarity on what you're saying. So you're saying that nobody's saying nothing because these cops was locked up rather quickly because they were black. Is that what you're saying?
The freaking Lulu. Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. So let me help you. Help you. I'm gonna help you. Help you. Okay. This is why I did some research. Right. What I'm reading and what I've learned. Right. Now, the purpose of protests and marches and things like that is because justice is not being served. They're taking too long in the courts. George Floyd. Let's deal with George Floyd, because that was another video situation, right?
Right.
We saw the video. We saw the minutes. We had it on the stopwatch. He was on that man's neck for 8 minutes, right? And nothing was being done. The protests and the marches and all of that was because nothing was being done.
Right.
Right?
Agreed.
Police Commissioner Davis, she ain't got time for that. It was done, you down. Black, white. She don't, the police, people from the police department that was there, fired, locked up. People from EMT, because you showed up and did nothing, fired. Who's next? They all clean, no protest. They're handling their business. So it's not because they were black men in a uniform. You Nah, that's not it. That's not it. Protest is when justice is not being served, or they're not doing stuff. There was no reason for us to have to wait months and months on end for a video that showed this man's knee on George Floyd's neck. The same way Police Commissioner Davis is moving through this situation, that's how they should have dealt with George Floyd. We ain't got to go back and forth. We ain't got to go to court. What part of this video do you not understand?
Absolutely. But what I'm saying is the Blue Lives, because they were advocating. What I'm saying is that they were advocating for the cops. The Blue Lives Matter They were advocating for the cops, for them not to be locked up, even though we saw the video, even though we saw what happened. The Blue Lives Matter was trying to pull up things that happened on with George Floyd. So now I don't hear anything from Blue Lives Matter at all. I should hear something like there should be, just like they were saying, oh, the cops shouldn't have been fired, or they shouldn't be on suspension, or this, because they were saying a lot. Blue Lives Matter were saying a lot of things.
But and I understand that there's nothing to be said here.
What? They are so hush hush, but they're not even advocating for their own to be like, okay,
for what?
The lawyers, because think about it.
If we're advocating for justice to be served,
Blue Lives, no, they weren't. Blue Lives didn't want justice to be served. Blue Lives were the cops.
Okay, so how are you going to advocate for something and you dead wrong? Police Commissioner Davis is doing it the right way. Those that when we dealt with George Floyd, that was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And those 5 black men, they were not the only ones that's fired. She fired somebody today.
Absolutely.
She fired somebody today from the police department.
Even when the cops are dead wrong, Blue Lives Matter always comes to their defense.
That may vary from state to state. But when I tell you, Police Commissioner Davis ain't trying to hear nothing except for bring me my coffee and you're fired. She ain't got nothing to say to nobody. She has done. And she probably, no disrespect to anybody, but island folk don't play. When they're done with you, they're done. They don't want an explanation. They don't want a conversation. When they're done, they're done. You understand what I'm saying? And Police Commissioner Davis is done. She's done. She Cajun done. She is done.
I'm not Cajun.
If I wake up tomorrow and she fires somebody else, I'm sending her flowers. Because you were there, fired. I don't want to hear, out. Next. She's not playing.
Right, but
you know what it reminds me of? Remember, you got a lot of siblings, you got a lot of cousins. When one person got in trouble, everybody got a beat, and you sitting there real quiet, like we ain't saying nothing, because ain't no sense of protest on Pookie. Pookie got in trouble. Pookie broke the dishes. Pookie got beat. Everybody that was there got beat. Why are we gonna protest for Pookie?
Right, but the cops that wore that blue suit and were dead wrong still had people backing them because they wore that blue suit.
But that was then. That was then. And I thank God for Police Commissioner Davis, because she ain't having it in her house. She's not.
Heard it.
And you would think she would have compassion because she's black and the guys who did this was black, and we got that blackness, that black love. She don't care, and that's how it should be done. Because at the end of the day, the only person who has the right to take a life is our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. That's it. You don't have a right to take a life. You don't. We don't have a right to take our own life. You don't have a right. They dragged their feet with George Floyd. It was absolutely, we had to relive that stuff over and over and over and for months. Not with this one. She ain't doing it. She ain't having it. We don't know how they vary from county to county, from state to state, whatever. But this house, whatever this district is under this police commissioner, she ain't doing it. Protest for what? She wish somebody would. No, ma'am.
Right, but that's in that state. What I'm saying is they had backup from every state. I even heard it here in North Carolina when it came to George Floyd. Blue Lives, Blue Blue, you don't know what he went through. You got the you don't know what they were thinking about. Well, you don't know what the cops were thinking about at the time. What do you mean what they were thinking about? They what? I mean, the things that I heard here in North Carolina as far as Blue lives.
Yeah,
So
but
the
again,
lives came,
a lot has
they came to
changed
the rescue of the Blue lives
of the blue light.
of the
Right.
they
But
came to the
that
rescue.
was then. That was then. This is now. Some people have learned from it. I would like to say Police Commissioner Davis learned from it because it was nonsense. So I understand where's the Blue Lives Matter, but and you still may hear it. But if you notice, okay, you want to know where the Blue Lives at. There was no riots either because you riot because out of anger because justice is not being served.
Absolutely.
Right. She ain't got time for that. You're not gonna burn down. You're not gonna burn down this county and this city and break up stores and rob gas stations. No, no, no. We got it. They're gone. Everybody's, and she may fire some more tomorrow because she is cleaning house. So I understand your rally, and there may be some. We just don't know about it. We don't hear it.
Absolutely.
Some people, trust and believe. The light brights, they're probably very upset. Or Blue Lives Matter, or whatever. But this police commissioner is not hearing it. She don't care what you say. Because right now, it's not a blue life, it ain't a black life, it ain't even about the white life. It's about life. It's about humanity. So you can't walk around talking about Black Lives Matter, because we done lost that fight. You can't walk around talking about Blue Lives Matter, because you can't talk about, you can't. So what are we going to talk about? Why don't love matter? Why don't respect matter? Why that don't matter anymore? So Jamel was talking about the mental state of people. I definitely, because I have to take that test? I took that test, that mental exam, when I was going for school safety. And I didn't go through with it because I wasn't going to pass the physical because of my back. But yeah, I did the mental health exam. It's crap. But anyway, but besides the mental exams, it's so much deeper than that. And I don't know how it's going to get better. That's why I was saying earlier, it's an individual thing.
It's not.
It's a personal thing. It has to take a personal conviction, like you was talking about manners and how you were raised. It's like, what did this young man do for these 5 black men to beat him the way that they did? So, all right, so let's play with this fact, right? It was allegedly said, because I also heard that was a false truth also. So allegedly, one of the cops that beat him was dating his ex, the mother of his child. I also found that that's a possibility that may not be true, but let's run with it. Allegedly, right? So let's say that was the case for the sake of argument. If that was the case, and it was this young man and Tyree was dating his ex, number one, that's personal. You shouldn't bring your personal business to your workplace. But if that's how he felt and he saw this young man and you just want to square off with him, like you said, like we used to do back in the day, okay, that's between you and that young man. What other 4 had to jump in?
Because you my friend and I told you what.
So your friend mean more to you than your job? You see what I'm saying?
I'm
so you could have gotten a few licks because that's how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Rough him up a little bit, whatever. But this man is dead. So what level of insanity is that? If allegedly that's the case, you that mad over some female?
Yeah, because I ain't never gonna be that mad over no man.
I ain't gonna never be that mad. Honey, I'm gonna give you a parting gift.
You can have them, hon. Good luck. I hope you have better luck than I did. I mean, let me know how it worked out for you.
Honey, I'm gonna give you parting gifts, and I'm gonna call you every 6 months just to check on you, see how you doing.
I'm gonna do a wellness check.
Ain't nowhere in the world.
I'm gonna do a wellness check. If you dating one of my
Ain't no
exes.
way in the world. If that's the case, because allegedly, like I said, I saw
And
that.
not all of my exes. Let me not throw that because I
Yeah,
forgot.
not all of them. Not all of them.
Not all
No,
of
not all of them. But
them.
I'm just allegedly, that's the story that was out. Then, like I said, I saw that it was false. So we don't know. But let's just run with it for the sake of conversation.
Right.
Right? Why? I can understand you, throwing your authority around because you got a no blue suit, right?
No, I can answer that. I pick me. I can answer that. I look better than him. Yo, I got muscles. I'm cut. This boy is 120. What you see in him? Men have egos.
They
They
really do.
about it and they don't want to deal with it. Men have egos.
And they
And,
hurt worse than
and
women.
they
And they
hurt
don't want to talk about that either.
and I think they hurt more worse than we do because they don't want to talk about how they really feel. See, if they really dealt with their feelings like we deal with our feelings, because honey, I'm gonna come with some ice cream and some popcorn and lay on your couch and be like, Reese. Okay.
Because
See,
we've done it. Okay.
okay. See
Okay.
what I mean? They don't do that. So now all I see is this scrawny boy who worked for FedEx. My salary is probably higher than your salary. What's she seeing you? You 120 wet, maybe, for the sake of argument, allegedly. I'm good. I'm a good 250. I'm blank low. I know I'm what you got? You can
Honey,
you it becomes a contest. Look at this. Are you kidding me? You with him? Why? Because maybe he has morals, values, something that you don't have. Maybe he treats me with respect and not treat me because see sometimes and I know some females who have dated some cops. They bring their job home with them, and not to name names or anything like that because I don't want to do that to my friends, but they bring their job home with them. So now you're talking to me like you pull somebody over or like you about to arrest somebody. Oh, whoa, back up. Wait, who you talking to like that? So if they have that type of mentality, and then he's sitting back looking at this young man who doesn't look like he thinks he should look, he's going to take it out on him. And not saying that it's right or indifferent, but I mean, even as females, we don't take it this far, but I sit back and go, that's who you're dating?
right.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me
Right.
get
Let me pick your
straight.
next girlfriend because she ain't it.
Right. Like what? I mean, we all do it, but we don't take it to a level of
Right.
I'm about to beat you down because, like, no, I don't like
No.
love. That's why you my ex. If you like it, I love it. Matter of fact, I hope it work out for you. You want me to help you pick out the ring? Like, at what point do we sit back and just say, all right,
And
enough
that,
is
and
enough?
that's why I said there's so many layers to this. And I couldn't wait to tell you about the special unit that these guys were a part of. You were strategically created to keep the calmness and the peace in this community.
And you
And
didn't
this
do
is what you do.
and you
And
ain't.
they young. They young. They're young. They're new hires because I think all of them got hired between 2017 and 2020. So they still
18 and 20. I don't know.
yeah, I saw 2017 between 2017 and 2020 they were all hired. And so they still got that rookie, mentality like that fresh milk, like you just getting off the bottle, so to say. So you should be on your P's and Q's because
Or
you still.
you trying to prove a, oh, that just or you trying to prove a fact, or you trying to
Mm.
do something to your co-workers that I don't care about the color. I'm gonna beat your tail because I'm beating your tail. Because I'm proving to you that I'm blue. I'm not really black. I'm blue.
So you proving that you true to the badge.
That part.
Ah, it's is
Now
when
they gonna
does it?
try and prove to the inmates. Um,
So it's
don't drop
so
the soap. Don't drop the soap.
it's so disturbing. And like Jamel was saying, we got not just ask questions, but ask the right questions.
But at this point, what is the
But
right?
right, I was getting ready to say we don't even know what the right
What's
questions
the right
are.
question at this point?
And if I'm sure because Jamel is an excellent researcher, if he's saying, and I know it's strategically written in the bylaws, they're not gonna just say you no longer protect and serve because protect and serve is still part of the oath, but it's probably written in such a way to be like you protect and serve, but you don't protect and serve. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's because my job has policies and procedures, which is why I'm on the phone with the union now because they think they slick. But I'm a well-educated black woman, and you will not put anything over on me anyway. But you it's worded in such a way so we got to figure out what right questions to ask. And but even before we even ask the questions, we got to
Got
deal
more
with
questions.
self.
You
We got to deal with
have questions that have
yeah,
more questions.
yeah, but we can't ask questions till we deal with self. We got to deal with how do you do that and don't feel nothing? One
Oh,
of my
they feeling
words is
something right now. I can bet you. I bet you right now they feeling something.
one of my words I like to not I like to hear, but it's what we are becoming, which really explains all of this, and we're about to wrap it up, is desensitized.
Mm.
We have become so desensitized, and we gotta we put sensitivity in the wrong place. Now sensitivity is in cancel culture. Now sensitivity is, ooh, I don't like what you said to me. I don't like that. So now I'm gonna kill you, or now I'm gonna sue you, or now you're canceled, or now you're fired. Like it we put sensitivity in the wrong place. In the wrong place.
I don't
So
think.
now we're
Oh,
desensitized and we're voiceless because we done lost our voice again, believe it or not. People really gonna look at us like a joke and be like, y'all can't win for losing.
I don't
Yeah,
think people know the meaning of these words.
true.
I really don't. I I
Not
had
this
a
day and
conversation.
age. No.
No, I don't think I had a conversation with somebody. I was like, there's a difference between empathy and sympathy. There it's how I don't think people really know the meaning of the words sympathy, empathy, compassion, love. Do you really know what love is? Cuz and I'm tired of hearing people be like Jesus is love. Okay. No disrespect because anybody who knows me knows I love God. I know what is the meaning of the word. I love my people. I love being black. Really? What's your definition of love, sweetie? Because I've heard you can talk to 16 different people, and I promise you, you probably out of the 16 people, maybe will find two people with the same definition.
Oh, you said two. I
Without
said none.
with
Oh.
without going to our go-to, which is especially our church people. uh it's Corinthians 13. Okay, well, what does Corinthians 13 say?
And why you not demonstrating it?
Oh, okay.
Or at least making a conscious effort. See, I'm concerned about your conscience.
There is
Like
none.
Like, you don't feel bad
You
about
can't
what
be
you did. You
concerned.
don't feel bad about what you said.
You can't be concerned with something that doesn't exist.
You know what? You can't give what you don't have.
Absolutely.
You
And that
can't
cannot be taught. It's not in a book.
you can't give what you don't have.
It's not in a book.
It's it's really really sad. I pray that things will get better. But Michael Jackson couldn't have wrote a better song than "Man in the Mirror." And God knows I love Billie Jean and PYT, but he didn't write. He could not have written a better song
Hmm.
than "Man in the Mirror."
Hmm.
And until people take accountability for themselves, this is going to continue. It ain't about black lives. It ain't about white lives. It ain't
I
about blue lives,
better, honestly. I really
huh?
don't. I don't see it getting any better. And
Well,
that's sad. I don't see us getting any further than where we are right now.
Janine, us
Going,
as believers and Christians, we got to do our part and pray. And if that should be the case, then we pray that we stay safe and we stay covered, and our families stay safe and stay covered, and people connected to us stay safe and stay covered, because it's like I said, there's so many layers to this. But again, it starts with self-love. It starts with self-love. um
hmm.
so pretty much that's our time, because I don't want to go too much past an hour. I think it was good talk.
Up there,
Thank you for everybody who tuned in today. Thank you for your input and your comments. Watch it on
have to put the
YouTube. Watch
phone down. I need an award.
um watch us again on YouTube. Watch the replay. Tag, share, leave a comment, because I do go back and read comments if you choose to. Again, this has been Chit Chat with Cherise with our co-host Janine. And Chit Chat with Cherise airs every first of the month. So we'll see you next month on March 1st. Thank you again for tuning in. You'll stay safe and be encouraged. Bye.